Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. This is Psychic Medium Raymond Guzman. I am your host, and this is the Tea with Spirit show, episode 9. This is the season finale episode of season 2. So after this episode airs, I will not have another season come out until probably close until like maybe the end of summer or the beginning of fall. But I have something else in the works. It's a secret project that I can't reveal yet, but I will be making an announcement. And it is, I can say that it will be a podcast, and it's going to be two people, myself and another host of the show. So this is something that is very exciting, and I hope that it all works out, which I'm pretty sure it will be. And I'll be making that announcement in the next, probably in May. So very big things, very positive things, and a lot of positive energy. And of course, you can still continue to write into the show, Tea with Spirit show, and when the season picks up again, the third season, then I will start continuing, where we left off with season 2. So today I'm going to be starting off by reading the first viewer's question. This is coming from Jessica, and Jessica says, "Hello, Raymond. First off, I want to say I love your channel." Well, thank you so much, Jess. And she says, "I am so glad I ran into it. I feel like your voice is so soothing. My question is about my first husband. We got divorced, and we were married very young and always kept communication throughout the years. But recently, the last 2 years, we stopped communicating. I have 2 kids, and I found out he also has a kid. So communication had to stop. My question is, will we ever get back together again? And what is the status of this relationship?" And this is coming from Jess. So I want to thank you, Jess, for writing into the show. I'm very, very happy that you that wrote in. So I'm going to get into it. Like I said, I never sugarcoat any of my private readings or any of the these readings that I do here on YouTube on my channel. But when I get into both of y'all, I do feel like definitely are y'all were soulmates, but in a past life, not connected to this life. But sometimes souls reincarnate into this life depending on the karma that they had to learn or the lessons they had to learn. And for you, I feel like you sort of had this, and I hate to say it, but codependency in the relationship with this person, and vice versa. I feel like he also had codependency on you. When we talk about codependency, I'm talking about how how you react when you're not together, or how you react, or how dependent you are on the other person to make you feel happy. And so that is what I kind of see here, and the fact that you have feelings for this person still. I do feel like he has feelings for you as well. Tells me, in the way that I can connect to both of your souls, I feel that he is a soulmate, but in a past life. I don't feel like this is going to work out, even though you may want it to. It's like the lesson was learned. Y'all tried to make it work, but the relationship wasn't what it was supposed to be, and it caused you a lot of stress, a lot of heartbreak. And I just pick up, there would have been a lot of drama when you were both together. Drama maybe on his part, not being very honest or forthcoming, and also some family members. I don't know if they didn't really accept him, or some people, vice versa, they didn't accept you. But what I get is just like family members meddling in, and this caused not just your mental or your psychological well-being to be compromised, but also emotionally and spiritually and even physically. This relationship ended in a very bad way, where I feel like you were very depressed. You kind of lost yourself for a little bit, where your weight may have been an issue, things like that, not having enough self-esteem or confidence, or thinking that you would get back up on your feet again with someone else. But here you are now, so you've come full circle. And I feel like these feelings that you're having for this person, and maybe hope that you're reaching out to, maybe have a reconciliation in the future. The future is unwritten. Anything can happen. But what I foresee right now is a snippet, and I don't see y'all reconnecting again, because I feel like he's on a different path, and it doesn't align with you, and some of those issues that y'all had before would still be issues in the relationship if you were to ever try to reconcile. One of the things that really is coming through very strongly would be the fact that he is not very loyal, if you follow what I'm saying. So again, this is just what is coming in from spirit, and I wish you, this is the tea from spirit for you. So stay strong, stay positive, and stay focused on the future, not your past. The past, I feel like you've already learned that lesson with that person, and now you are going to be moving on into a new direction. So I want to thank you so much. Big angel hugs to you for writing into the show, and thank you so much again. All right, the next question is coming in from Pearl Moon. Pearl Moon says, hello, dearest Ray. Firstly, I want to thank you for sharing your beautiful and truly kind soul with us on this platform. Well, thank you again, and it's my pleasure. This is my life purpose and mission, to do this kind of spiritual work and to share. So thank you again. And she says, I am currently unable to afford your personal readings. However, hope I will soon get a job and save enough to purchase one. My question is about my life path. I feel as though I have forever been at a standstill and do not know where to go and what to do. Life has become dull, and I have been struggling with depression for most of my life. I often feel as though I'm just not good at all and see very little hope for myself. I want to have a real purpose so that I may live out my life. Perhaps I am paying major karma. Is there anything that Spirit is willing to share with me through your gift? Thank you so much. Again, this is coming from Pearl Moon. Well, big angel hugs to you, Pearl Moon, and I can fully relate. I've been there myself, before embarking on this spiritual path and having my spiritual awakening, my near-death experience. So I've met a lot of souls along the way that are in the same position as you are. So don't get discouraged. The first thing that I want to tell you is that you're not alone, that a lot of people out there are going through this same feelings that you're going through. With you, there's a lot of things that I'm going to be addressing in this show about, your question and what Spirit is revealing to me. The first thing is that I'm getting is that you are doing a lot of comparing to other people. You are seeing a lot of people, perhaps in your friendships and your family, that have, had a pretty good life, and maybe they've been shitty people, and I hate to use that word on here, but that's the only way I can put it. This is coming from Spirit, and I feel like there's been a lot of people that have done very bad things, and yet they seem to be like the ones that get, the luxury cars or the nice trips and have their boyfriend or girlfriend or their marriages and this picture perfect life. And you that have, you kind of keep to yourself. You're very private. You're just are trying to live each day as it comes. You've been struggling financially. I feel like that's one of your biggest issues. And also just in life, you feel alone. You don't feel understood. And so I get that. But there is a lot of comparison that is a comparison that you are doing to other people. You need to stop comparing. That's what Spirit is being very clear, very specific, that you need to stop comparing to yourself to other people, because everyone is on a different life path. And even though they may seem from afar or from social media that their life is picture perfect, and in that moment that they snapshot, a picture, or they're together, or, they're having these, bragging about this and this and this, not everything is as it appears. Not everything is as it appears. Sometimes it's like an illusion, but a lot of times people have social media has become a big monster where a lot of people step into their ego. They step outside of humbleness into their ego, and they use social media to kind of brag about, what they have, what they don't have. But really, in reality, half of the photos that you see online are photoshopped. Most of these people that are like fitness people, that's basically their life. It's pretty shallow. I'm not saying that this is the case for every single fitness person. They are helping people, but a lot of these people spend hours in the gym, hours, just that's become their life. And outside of social media, they really are not the person that you think that you see online, because again, they have become so addicted to social media and it being a way of self-expressing themselves that they kind of believe who they are as a person or that character on social media, and they're not the same as when they're not on social media and what they post. So again, I feel like you do see a lot of social media, or you've seen people, and this is kind of discouraging you. I also feel like you are very much a homebody. So again, you're going to have to do some changes on yourself. The universe is here and it's saying, hey, I'm here, Pearl Moon. I'm here to help you. I'm here to get you out of this funk that you're in, but you're going to have to make a few choices and decisions that are going to put you out of your comfort zone. They're going to take you out of your comfort zone. So this could be something as simple as kind of like going to a bingo night, going at a late evening to a theater premiere of a new movie, going to a festival if there's a music festival, and being around people. And you may say, because I feel like this may be like your soul, like, that you may think, well, God, I'm going to be around so many people and I'm just going to be uncomfortable, and I'm feeling fat, I'm not like feeling like the best version of myself, and people are going to judge me. And a lot of times all of that is more self-created. People are not even worried about what you look like or what how you feel, and we are here, judging ourselves and bashing ourselves completely for no specific reason. We're creating all of these scenarios in our mind, and we need to stop. So that's kind of like the message that Spirit is giving, what they see for your soul. Once you start kind of pushing past your fear and your comfort zones, this is going to allow your soul to grow more into kind of flourish and bloom, like you see on the screen. This rose that has bloomed open. It's no longer a rosebud, it's a rose that is fully open. Or partially open, but you know what I mean. That's what I'm kind of getting across. So yeah, your life is going to be changing here. I feel like this year is a year of you coming to terms with what you're going through and kind of taking back your power. And it's a very powerful thing when people start reclaiming their power, start not listening to other people's voices or whispers in their ear, but listening to their own inner voice and their own inner strength, and taking that. So you're going to be going through a lot of changes over the next 2 to 3 years. I'm not going to sit here and say that this is going to be an overnight process, or it's going to be very simple and you're going to be happy about it. You're not going to be happy about a lot of the things that are coming that are going to pull you out of your comfort zone. But you need to start thinking in terms of kind of your loving yourself unconditionally, your body image, pushing yourself out of your home, your sacred space that has become your refuge in many ways, and has isolated you from people, and forgiving those that have hurt you. That's another step. Going into meditation and connecting with your spirit guides. It's so simple. It's just like praying to your spirit guides in your mind. You don't have to say a prayer, but just talking to them, just saying, dear spirit guides, if you hear me, please give me a sign, give me guidance, direct me exactly what I need to, put me on the path that I need to be. I'm fully, aware of your presence, and I will honor whatever it is that you are trying to show me or direct me, and it can be something just like that. You don't have to quote that per verbatim, but something like that, along those lines, that can help you gain the more of a perspective, because you're going through a journey. And so again, I feel like you're going to get the job that you are wanting to do. You are going to definitely look more into your love life and kind of fix those areas, and you have the potential to meet someone. I do feel like when it comes to your career, like you've been stuck or contemplating 2 different paths. So again, these are the things that are going to change. I highly recommend that you work with Prenite. It's Prenite. It's like a lime yellow green, a very pale or crystalline green crystal, and it's a crystal for healers. And I feel like you are a healer, and so a lot of this that you're feeling, you have absorbed it from a lot of people over the years. You've taken that into your aura, you've taken that into yourself, and so all of this is going to kind of purge itself, and you're going to go through the feels, you're going to go through the gigs, you're going to be crying, you will feel emotional, you will feel angry, you're going to feel all these sudden waves of emotions, and that's what you're going to be going through over the next 2 to 3 years. Periodically you may have days that you're feeling up and days that you're feeling down, and you may be thinking, am I going crazy here? What's going on? I feel like so disconnected, and yet I'm making all this progress, but yet I don't feel like I'm where I'm supposed to be. But it's baby steps, and you're going to have to take it day at a time. And for those of you that are listening that are going through this, the same thing applies to you. If you're struggling right now in your life and you feel like it has no sense of direction, the first thing that you need to do is acknowledge, what is it that you could possibly do within today. Don't think too far out in the future. Yes, it's good to have goals, but focus on the now, on today. What can you change today in the immediate path, whether it's like pushing yourself to go for a walk outside, whether it's just to get dressed up in your own home. Shoot, I do that all the time, and I don't go places, much, but you're going to have to do those kind of things. So that's the tea from Spirit. I want to thank you so much again. That was from Pearl Moon, and let's get on to our next reading. All right, our next question is coming from D. Rowe. D. Rowe says, hello, Raymond. Sending you love and light for your continued healing of your medical procedure. Episode 3, Season 2 was my first tea with Spirit, and I loved your messages. As I type this, I'm getting goosebumps. The key to happiness is in the palm of our hands. Thank you for sharing your gifts. Well, thank you for your lovely words. And yes, I'm doing much better since the beginning of Season 2 when I first had my medical procedure done. And her question is, I've been on a spiritual journey to awakening the last 2 years after struggling with depression, and I'd like to ask the spirits if there are any specific healing that I need to focus on. And thank you. And this is coming from D. Rowe. Well, thank you for writing in. Immediately what I'm getting for you is sound therapy, and that is the area of healing that's going to heal kind of like your throat chakra, your communication, because there's a lot of things that you feel like you want to say, but you don't know how to say it, or if you do say it, you're kind of afraid that it's going to be misconstrued or taken the wrong way. I do feel like when you do talk, people listen to you, but a lot of times you kind of hold a lot of that stuff within yourself. So what I'm getting from Spirit is that you will need to kind of focus on clearing that out. You can wear like a lapis lazuli pendant or a blue avertine or sapphire. There's a lot of different blue stones, blue topaz, aquamarine around your neck as a pendant. That's going to kind of help clear and balance out your chakra, the blockage in that chakra. But also doing meditating will also kind of balance that out and heal a lot of this throat chakra that is kind of blocked off right now. But sound therapy is something that's going to be helping you a lot. So what is sound therapy? Basically, like, you can go on YouTube, you can listen to different frequencies. I have several that I like to listen to. One is for your pineal gland, and one is for your third eye. That's like the 936 hertz frequency, and you can just type in 936 hertz HERTZ or HTZ into YouTube, and it will pull up different videos of different people, and you can kind of put your headphones on, sit in a silent place, and just listen to the music. It's very soothing, very calming. Another one is 432 hertz, and I like that one as well. There's just a lot of different frequencies that you can kind of tune into. You can just type in frequencies into YouTube, and they'll come up. There's some for spirit, mind, body, and soul awakening. These are the things that are going to kind of help heal that blockage and kind of center you, so that way you can get more perspective on the path that you're going to. I feel like right now also creatively you're getting a lot of ideas, things that you want to do or carry out in your life this year in particular. So a lot of this is going to be opening up, to you as insight, or coming to you through bursts of downloads of information into your third eye, into your meditative state when you are meditating. If you aren't meditating, again, meditate. For those of you, I can't stress enough, some people say, I can't meditate. Well, it's not all about just closing your eyes and trying to picture, yourself at a beach or an open field. Meditating can be something as just sitting down with an adult coloring book and just, kind of doodling or coloring. You can take a sketch pad and just kind of doodle anything, and those moments that you're doing that, you are, meditating. When you're in the shower, you can do a shower meditation and just focus on the water, falling on you, or maybe staring at the shower as the water is pouring out. These are the things that you can do to meditate. You can just also also look out to a tree, to a bird, something outside in nature, and focus on that one spot and just focus on it and breathe very gently in and out, in and out. And that is meditation in itself. So it doesn't have to be like a guided meditation where you're listening to someone kind of, guide you to meditate. It doesn't have to be a meditation in the shower. It can be basically any moment of the day that you allocate some time for yourself to just kind of focus on yourself and what you want to do. So yeah, that's what I'm getting from Spirit for you. So big angel hugs. That's a tea from Spirit for you, and that's from D-Row. Thank you. Okay, the next question is coming from Nurse Healer, and she says, "Hello, Raymond. Thank you for giving me this opportunity to submit my question. I wanted to know if I will ever become a registered nurse. I'm currently in school for it, and it's been very emotional and stressful for me because I really want to be a nurse, but I keep putting myself down. If so, when will I actually start my career in it? Thank you so much, Raymond. God bless you." And this is coming from Nurse Healer. So congrats to you, first of all, for getting the courage to become a registered nurse and for being enrolled in school. And yes, it is very stressful. I think a lot of people that would be listening that are, have kids that are barely enrolling in college, or perhaps, you've been in college and you dropped out for whatever reason out of college, because of, daily pressures in life. And now you are kind of being inclined or pushed back to go back in. Anyone can do it. It's never going to be easy, but the end reward is so rewarding when you get to walk across that stage and get your degree. For me, I have an Associates of a Business degree, Associates of Science, but it's in Business Administration. And for me, it was so rewarding, but I was working a full-time job and I was taking night courses and online courses. So it took me, just because, when you're working a full-time job, it's GPA suicide to take more than two classes per semester. So I had to take like two, and it took me about 6 to 7 years to finish. And that was from 2001 to 2017, 2001 to 2007. That's when I graduated from college. So you can definitely do it. For you, I'm seeing that you are going to finish. You definitely are going to finish, but I almost feel like you want to take like a semester off, and that's fine, but you really should consider it and still kind of push yourself through because you have the strength to do it. You may have to make some, major changes and get some help for people around you to help you. But I really feel like what I'm getting is like 2021 is like the end of 2020. So either the fall of 2020 or the spring of 2021 is when you are going to graduate or finish completely. And again, it may be sooner than that, but that's the time frames that I'm getting. And I do feel like, you are going to take a break, because again, sometimes we need to take a break to refocus and re-energize ourselves. And you've been thinking, possibly could you be going into a different career? But I really feel like your path is to be in the healing world as a nurse, and it's going to be very rewarding. And then later on, you can kind of go into a different type of setting. But I do feel like you will be working in the ER or in a hospital environment, and that's what I kind of get. It's going to be kind of, that's what I am seeing for you. So if you're not, going to be like, if you're right now, your goal is not to be in the ER working as a nurse, I feel like you will be working in that. So that's going to be the direction that you're being pushed to do. But you got everything it takes to do it. You just need to kind of, relax and pace yourself and really stay very dedicated, because I feel like there's a lot of distractions going on in your personal life, and a lot of worries that you have that are kind of, interfering with your studies and your ability to see the end result ahead of time. So just pace yourself and you'll get through. So I want to thank you again. That's a tea from Spirit, and this was for Nurse Healer. Thank you again. Big angel hugs. All right, and the last question for this season is coming from King J, and she is saying, "Hello, Raymond. What a pleasure it is to salute you. I love watching your readings and also Tea with Spirit playlist. or this Tea with Spirit show. My question is, I have been separated from the father of my children for quite some time. He's married and has other children with his new partner. We separated on the worst of terms possible. Court, DCFS, and a restraining orders all became involved, and although I tell everyone how much I hate him and how I wish he would disappear, I can't help but love him. When we first met, we were only kids then, but I felt the strong connection, or the strong pull towards him in my chest. We hugged as we had been a long-time acquaintances. I tell myself I forgive him and it's time to move on, but I can't. I feel him when he thinks of me, and we have a kind of mental communication, but in our minds we're not enemies. It's hard to co-parent. He acts like a total blank blank towards me, but deep down I know he doesn't really feel the way he acts. Are these feelings and thoughts my imagination? Please help me understand my feelings. Thank you in advance, King J. And so thank you for writing in. I don't feel like none of this is in your imagination. You are very strong, empathic, psychic, intuitive. So you have strong psychic abilities yourself. And I feel like you are definitely in tune with the situation. He has a lot of problems. And you two are very going like butting. Your relationship was like not perfect, but it was a lot of butting heads. I feel like you come across as a very strong, confident woman, knowing what you want, but he also comes in, you know, kind of like, it's like putting two fireworks together and they're going off at the same time. That's like what this relationship was like. It's what I'm getting from spirit and what I'm feeling. And so I'm seeing visions of arguments and, you know, just slamming doors, walking out, things like that. It was just very chaotic. And a lot of pettiness that was going back and forth, because as much as, you know, he's at fault, you also, you know, kind of, you know, added fuel to the fire in many ways. You know, there's a lot of pain there, and I feel like the reason that you cannot let go is because there's still closure that you need from him. It's like you would like to hear from him the words "I'm sorry," or feel or understand why he put you through all of this for quite some time, and just to go with another person that you know, you're thinking a lot of this is self-inflicted pain, and kind of you kind of carrying the burden of this whole relationship and really feeling guilty. That's what keeps this connection alive. It's a bond that goes beyond this time and space. When I say that, I feel like you both, again, would have had past lives together and they were karmic in nature. But in this life, y'all were twin flames. And so with twin flames, it's a very different situation than soulmates. And how so is that twin flames are very telepathic. So yes, you are picking up a lot of his thoughts and you are remote viewing into his life. And so whatever he's going through, you're feeling it, or if he's thinking of you, you feel his presence. This is something very typical of twin flames. But like I said, both of you have your own issues, and it was very, you know, very platonic in some ways, that it was not going to work out. And even though you can't forget about him, I feel like he'll always be a part of you, because that's what twin flames are. They're a part of our soul, and there's always going to be a connection there. But when they're with someone else, it hurts us very deeply, and we want to kind of, you know, still have that control that we once had, or that, you know, that acknowledgement by that other person that they were in our life for some reason. You know, I hate to say this, and I'm not diagnosing anyone, but there are some mental issues here with him. So again, I don't know if he's been diagnosed as being schizophrenic or bipolar, or having PTSD, but he is unstable, and I know that you know this, and I feel like he can go, his temperature and moods can fluctuate. I also pick up on dependencies, very unhealthy things, so like self-medication, things like that. So again, all of these things I feel like are always going to be a part of him. I don't feel that that relationship that he's in is going to last. They're going to have issues as well. He's going through these major life changes, and eventually I feel like he is hurting his health. I really feel like, again, mentally and physically years later now, in the present tense, that his health is not the best at all. And he really needs to take care of himself, because I feel like he's slipping into this abyss type of thing. And just, yeah, it's not a good situation. I feel like all the drama that you went through with him, whoever he's with now is also experiencing this, and it's going to kind of be with him. It's going to be a life cycle. So again, this is going to always kind of be playing on repeat with whatever partner, whoever he aligns himself with, even if there's not a marriage, if it's just like a live-in partner situation. There's always going to be this kind of sickness, and again, this is mental, and even though he would get some healing or help, it's only going to help just so much, because I feel like he has a lot of work to do and he's in denial. I don't feel like he comes across as like really seeing himself as being the problem, but he's always pointed fingers at someone else. And so it's going to be hard. The way that you can start releasing this gentleman is kind of, there's different things. You can go into candle magic. You can you can do some clearing through candle magic. And I can tell you that, you can get like a white candle, you can get a red candle with Archangel Michael on it, get a photograph of his, that you have, and on the back of it, put, I now release, and I release all cords of attachment and call upon healing and releasing him completely from my life. And so you can put that picture underneath the candle, and leave it there under the Archangel Michael, and kind of say the Archangel Michael prayer as well. You can also get like a little tray, and around that you can sprinkle some cinnamon and put some sea salt around it with some bay leaves. And on the bay leaves, you can put write on the bay leaves some words like healing, release, and happiness. And you want to do this from a place of love. And I know that you say that you hate him, but it's a love-hate relationship, or the feelings that you have. And slowly it's going to you're going to heal, and you're going to release. But I honestly feel like you are happy that he is out of your life, but at the same time you're angry for what he put you through. But at the same time, I think you've kind of told yourself that you're okay with him moving on. But reality is that you still have feelings for this man, that you're not happy that he's living his life now and has fully moved on, completely. So that kind of keeps you tied in this whole situation. And I don't know if you've done any kind of magic at him, in retaliation, after all of this went down. But again, you're going to need to kind of go from a place of darker thoughts to a positive place. Once you're vibrating at a very positive place for yourself, you're going to kind of get out of the cobwebs, so to speak, and get out of this negative energy that is around you. Your aura is very muddled. Even though you have abilities yourself, you may be feeling like you can't connect, or you can't really know exactly what is going on, but you do have snippets or moments that you get into that when your vibration is raised. So for you, you're going to have to find a good emotional release, a point of release for yourself. This could be meditating, this could be doing yoga, writing in a daily journal your feelings, getting them out of yourself, because I feel like people around you are affected by your energy and by your thoughts and your mood swings. And so it's not just him, but it's affecting everybody in your family, everyone that is around you, people that you interact with, work, or people that you know. So again, you're going to have to do a lot of self-work, and it's a lot of self-releasing. You have a long ways to go, but I feel like within 2 years, 2 to 3 years, you're going to be able to release this completely and start, living your life without, ever having to kind of look back and say, I still think about him, but I still love him, but I hate him at the same time. And, you're finally going to be at peace. And I think that's what you're needing. You're needing to kind of fully release release him. Anything that you have of his in your house, like gifts that he gave you, any clothing of his, any chains, jewelry, get rid of it. Put it in storage, far away, or throw it away. You don't need it anymore. Having, things that used to belong to them, personal objects, a lot of that sometimes brings that negative energy or that mind space still in. any photographs of you together, you know, you may want to delete those, or file them away, you know, print out a copy and then delete it from your phone. Again, you're going to have to, you know, make some exceptions and some rules, because the longer that you keep staring at what you had, or you keep staring at pictures and stuff, these are all memories, and it's just like weaving a web of, you know, of turmoil again. And you are naturally, you have naturally a green and blue aura, but right now your aura is kind of grayish, and so that's very muddled. It's not good. It's very stagnant. So again, you're going to have to make a lot of changes and really start the process of healing, because right now you're just holding on to it, and it's unhealthy. And you know, get rid of any kind of thought of reconciliation in the future. You know, even if he would want to, or he would, you know, come to you later on, which I doubt it, but if he would, you know, that's something you don't want to do. You don't want to go back to that. Again, is very toxic. But big angel hugs. That was a tea from spirit. I want to thank all of you guys for tuning in. My rays of light, I love you unconditionally. If you'd like to write into the show, like I said, this is the last episode for season 2, but season 3 will pick up towards the end of summer, early fall. But in between that time, if you want to write into the show, you can do so by sending an email to raymondguzman@hotmail.com. In the body of the subject line of your email, put Tea with Spirit Show, and then in the body of the email, put your specific question and include an alias. What is an alias? An alias is basically like a nickname, or just a name that you make up that you can remember, so that way if your question is selected and read on air on my show, well, basically you'll be able to be aware of, you know, what is being, you know, that I read for you, and I'll reference that name, that alias on the show. So be sure, if for those of you that have, you know, received a reading, a mini read today based off your question, if you'd like to get more insight, you can book a private psychic reading with me at www.raymondguzman.net/shop. Yes, I do read everyday people, not just celebrities. You can also follow me on Facebook and Instagram at Psychicmediumray. And if you have not yet subscribed to my channel, and this is the very first time that you are listening, you can hit that red subscribe button on the bottom right hand corner of this video, as well as the notification bell icon, so that way you can be notified of any future videos that I do publish. Blessings and love and light. Have an amazing day or night wherever you are in the world.